Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We took a week off because it was Thanksgiving. We had a very nice Thanksgiving, and we hope you did too. Today, I am welcome back. Today, I am
You got it,
um
man. You got it. Keep going.
partnered with my partner here, partner in crime. Or okay, here we go. Today, we welcome you back. How about that? We welcome
Okay,
you
that's good.
for the Driveway Podcast. It's your co-host Johnny here, along with the indisputable
Oh,
heavyweight champion of the world, Zach Jennings.
you calling me fat?
Yep, you're a
Okay.
fatty. All
Oh,
right, Zach. So
yeah.
to start hot and heavy with this podcast, something
hmm
that I think so the big talking point coming out of Thanksgiving that everyone wants to know. Okay,
All right, let's hear it.
how the hell are you gonna wrangle in that dog of yours?
I mean, that's a great question. I mean, there's so much to talk about. So many different variables about what she needs to fix and what we need to do first. So her biggest
There's a lot of
issues
work to be done on that
is
team for
there
sure.
is there is. I mean, the team is in shambles. The my coaching for her has not been great. She hasn't really been receptive to what I've been doing in practice.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is going on the practice field that's clearly not translating into game day?
So her biggest issues are she just completely fumbles and during the game and pees and poos in the house. So that's a really big issue. And the other big issue is she's really into jumping and biting on people.
hmm
And both
That
of
that
those.
is an issue. I don't know if I'd say that was everyone's number one issue, but we'll get to that.
Okay,
So
so
jumping and biting.
what I was gonna say. So you think the biggest issue is peeing and pooping in the home?
I think most of the folks would agree with that. If you got the peeing and pooping under control, I think that would be a great place to start. The jumping
So
and biting,
yeah.
I feel like people probably are going to chalk up to puppy energy right now, but
Okay.
the peeing and pooping, that's just I look if we're looking at it, that's like turnovers. That's red zone turnovers right there. You can't have that.
No,
It's
I, and I,
unacceptable.
I I agree 100%. And my thought process was this was the first time where she was meeting a lot of people, and I thought she would put her game face on and really show her pros instead of her the downsides to her because no dog is perfect.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
no, she did throw a lot of picks that this weekend. Really had a negative effect on our program here at the birdhouse. So if you did show up to the birdhouse this weekend, I just want to give a big apology. But she's young. She's a rookie in the
Just a
league.
rookie, yeah, just a rookie,
Yeah.
just a freshman, even maybe.
So next time anybody who comes to the birdhouse, I'm hoping we'll have a better grasp of where her talent is at. I
Yep.
was talking to somebody this past weekend. I was at a Friendsgiving with our friend Ned, and she had brought up that Petco does a lot of training sessions, and I was looking at
Oh,
that because
that's good.
they're pretty cheap, and the other ones I was seeing, and they do pretty much the exact same stuff. So I am looking to um get into another program so she can get the best opportunity possible to succeed in this league.
Yeah, so basically she just needs a little off season, training, a little
Yeah.
bulking
If
season,
Chevy needs to like
muscle
start
on her.
start conditioning, and the
Yep.
season might end early for her, but she'll be
Yeah,
back
yeah.
strong.
I mean, she's obviously got great fitness, or excuse me, she clearly doesn't have good fitness. She starts the game out strong,
Yeah.
and but by the second quarter, she's whipped. So, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, she just gives up. It feels like.
And I almost benched her. I she peed on my stairs,
Yeah.
and which is just why on earth did you pee on the stairs? That's
The
the last place. You're
carpeted
on a
stairs, right?
what?
Carpeted stairs.
Carpet stairs. You're on an
Ah,
angle. I mean, it's literally the worst place to pee. I don't know why she'd want
yeah.
to do that, but that's the spot she chose. And
Ah. Well, we appreciate your words. We know it's tough. Rookie head coach, working
yep.
with a rookie quarterback. There are going to be some struggles. So, we're definitely looking forward to the spring training.
hmm
If you want to call it Christmas spring training, we're looking for the spring training game, and and can't wait for the big show. I don't know what the big show is. Maybe next, yeah, just maybe next year's Halloween party or something like that.
Yeah. The next big event we have at the birdhouse, she'll be in attendance for, and she'll be a lot better. I mean, she's growing every day and she's learning. But yeah, I'm disappointed in her performance this weekend, but that's not to say she can't grow and learn from this
Exactly.
performance.
That is, she's still got a lot of time left.
Hmm.
And it was great seeing Bonzo there too. I
Yeah.
think Bonzo really brought the energy that the crowd needed. Bonzo kept the crowd in it, if you
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
me.
for sure. I mean, the game was already over with the peeing and pooping in the house, but Bonzo, I really do think him drinking some beer really set the stage for the fans and really gave hope for the rest of the season to come.
Bonzo, man, what a character!
I
What a
mean, yeah. So
character!
for the viewers who don't know, my girlfriend, Allie, was in New Jersey this past week.
Girlfriend?
What'd you say?
Zach Jennings' girlfriend?
Yeah, my girlfriend. In case you didn't know, um, I have a girlfriend.
We
But
did
no,
a whole
so
episode on it. Go back, check
yeah,
it out, listen. It's fantastic, unless
it
you don't
was.
want to.
Yeah, it's your life. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. So she was in New Jersey this week visiting her family. So I offered to watch her cat, and this cat loves drinking beer. I mean, we didn't. I mean, obviously,
It's like a 40-year-old man, like blue collar worker, gets home, puts his feet up on the couch, and just starts
starts chugging.
hammering the Bud
Well, the
Light.
thing I didn't like about Bonzo's beer intake was that, well, okay, when we say beer intake, he actually didn't drink any of the beer. He would go to our friends' beers and like lick the top of it, and then he'd be like, Bonzo, don't do that."
It was funny,
And
but not all the time. They sometimes were, finished beers too, which helped,
hmm
I think.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about the beer, because Bonzo's 2.5 right now. When I was 2.5, I sure as heck didn't like beer.
Well, technically, that means that that Bonzo's like 17, right? Our cat years is about the same as dog years, seven
I
years.
think so. Maybe a little older.
So there you go. Bonzo's just in his rebellious era right now.
Oh
He's drinking
man.
beer in front of the parents. What are you gonna do about it, Dad?
Shut up. I'm an adult.
I'm an adult. I can drink what
Um,
I want. But no, I thought Bonzo was super cute. It was also funny how every time that it seemed like he wanted to go upstairs, the next moment he'd be pawing at the door, being like, "No, let me out."
yeah, he's very social, and so I think his thought process was, "Oh my gosh, we're all going upstairs. This is so great."
Ah,
And then
I
he'd be
see.
like, "Wait a minute, no one followed me, guys. You messed up." Um,
It was a good
but
dynamic though. I thought the Bonzo Penei dynamic was pretty funny.
it really went a lot better than I thought too, because there was the first time Garbanzo had ever met a dog, and the first time Panay had ever met a cat.
Wow. So that was big
So
for them.
it was really big for them. And I think she dropped him off on Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you never know with puppies
Yeah.
their rage level, and she had
Yeah,
never
again, it's the
encountered it.
same thing. Rookie quarterbacks, they might
Yeah,
drop the shoulder and try to take out a, senior linebacker, and that's just not going to work. The senior's going to
exactly.
ring his bell.
So I'm equally proud of both animals. Panay definitely, has been a problem with Bonzo. She's been trying to jump on him and like bark at him,
Hmm.
and Bonzo really took it on the chin and stood up for himself. So I'm really proud that he didn't let the bullying get to him.
Yeah.
But I'm also impressed with Panay's, ability to let Bonzo breathe sometimes, and it
Yep.
wasn't really aggressive. That's not the word I would use. I would more say like excited.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, out of the two, Bonzo definitely had the better headspace. He was more of a team player for sure
Yeah.
than Penei, but again, that's just rookie quarterback. We keep going back to it. Rookie quarterback. She'll
Yep.
learn. She'll learn, and
Yep. She'll
she'll be
learn.
better for it.
No time to hit the panic button. Caleb Williams,
Okay, the
it's
Bullies.
just don't hit the panic button yet.
No.
It's a rookie.
Um,
So yeah, so big weekend. Obviously Thanksgiving last week.
yeah.
I think the festivities started on Monday or Tuesday.
On So for me, it started on Monday. I know for other people, it started other days. I just
Oh,
want to
all
say
right. So walk me through it.
real quick though, whoever
Yeah.
came up with the song "The Boys Are Back in Town,"
Oh,
they nailed it on the head, man. I
he
mean,
nailed it. Thin
what a
Lizzy.
great weekend for the boys.
Oh, a great boys weekend. I would completely agree. This was a huge Thanksgiving. I think it was maybe my memory fails me, but I think a bigger Thanksgiving than last year's Thanksgiving. Um, I thought the 21 Thanksgiving was pretty banging,
Hmm.
and then so I guess if I had to go, I'd say maybe this Thanksgiving. Probably number one. Maybe recency
Number
bias
one
might be
slot.
might be playing,
Wow.
but I might give this one Thanksgiving number one. Then 2021, that was a really good Thanksgiving. Uh, and then I don't know, 23 or 22. I can't remember 22's Thanksgiving that well. That was a good turkey bowl. It was very aggressive turkey bowl though. I think that was the year of the bloody nose, right?
In 21 or 22?
22.
Yeah, that was a good one. Last year was just a blowout.
Yep.
And this year was pretty good. This year was a good game too, but 2022, I think you're right. I think that was really
Yeah, so it was a
great.
little chaotic. I
Hmm.
guess I don't know. I feel like I'm not remembering. I feel like I'm not remembering it well enough to make good judgments. But I definitely enjoyed this 2024 boys Thanksgiving. So sorry I cut you off again, but you were walking through it. Boys are
No,
back in
you're
town
good.
in Lizzie.
Yeah, so I guess we can start with the Monday and then kind of go
Yeah,
from there. And
yeah, yeah,
also,
yeah.
I think what made this boys weekend or week so much better is at least for me, I feel like I saw the boys every single day except for Thanksgiving, but that's
Yeah,
obviously
you definitely did.
but even
Well,
on
no,
Thanksgiving we
even
did.
on Thanksgiving with the
Yeah.
Turkey Bowl
So every day I was seeing them, which I think correlated into an outstanding weekend.
for sure. All right,
So
so it's Monday.
Monday. So first up Monday, Ned and I go to a Friendsgiving party,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah.
where I got the advice to move Penei to a off-season conditioning program.
Right. Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. We each brought a food item, and people made some outstanding stuff. Somebody made like
Oh yeah.
cheesy potatoes
Ooh.
that knocked my socks off. Um, Lainey and his girlfriend made bread rolls, and they were
Oh, I love
incredible.
rolls.
So yeah, everyone just did a great job with the cooking. I'm really impressed with that group. It was our running friends and like Ned's friends. So
Shout out.
shout out them. I really had a great time. They put it was at our friend Sam and Chloe's house. They a master class of a night. And after that, it only got better. I got to see a majority of the boys
On
um,
Monday.
on Monday, right
Oh
after
wow, I didn't
Friendsgiving.
realize that you guys hung out on Monday. Oh right,
Yeah.
because Monday Night Football.
Hmm.
You guys watched that? I forgot.
Yeah. Last year we did the same thing on Monday Night Football, and I beat Matthew. We were at Sidecar last year, and I beat Matthew
Oh,
at Sidecar, and it was an
I
electric
forgot
feeling.
about that.
And this year I beat Aaron at Sidecar, so
Wow. So
another
Zach at
electric
Sidecar
feeling.
is really good.
Only the Monday before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's the elite time to go. Um, by the way, so we talked about the podcast with the guys over the course of the week, and not a lot of them listen because it doesn't involve them. So I think
How
they'll be
many?
tuning
How
in.
many? I felt like I got different feedback. I felt like I got a lot of listeners. There was only one gentleman who doesn't even listen, so it doesn't matter. We can shout him out. Shout out Matthew, but Matthew was the only guy that told me straight up that he doesn't listen, and he gave good reason. Like I believe him, but
You're
who else?
I was probably generalizing that. I just kind of assumed since Matthew did and other people didn't.
Well, I think yeah, I think you're very much. We got to give everyone their flowers for listening. Like shout out
Yes.
Luke, an A1 listener. David's an A1 listener. I know Roscoe listens to it. I actually don't know if Connor listens to it. Did he talk to you about that?
I don't think so. No. I think Connor listened to one episode and he's been
Okay.
talking about that, but
Okay, well there you go. So two boys. I know Brian's an A1 listener. I'm definitely forgetting people, so I apologize if I didn't get you. I don't know if I guess I don't know if
Kaplan.
Tristan listens or not. Kaplan's an A1 listener. Ned listens every now and then, I think. I don't think he's a religious listener,
Hmm.
but you know,
But anyway, we
I don't know.
can
I was definitely very happy with the amount of people that said Sabrina, obviously, that
yeah,
said
yeah.
they listened to this podcast.
Hmm. But anyway, so yes, we were at Sidecar. I got the little updates from all the boys. It was awesome. Really good vibes at Sidecar. And then um we hung out on Tuesday too, I think. I can't remember what we did, but
I think you just bulled at the birdhouse, right?
I think so.
I came back Tuesday as well, but that was my dad's birthday.
Mm.
So and then I had
Oh, that's
other
right.
work to do.
Yes.
So I went to Morton's with mom, dad, Katie, and Katie's boyfriend. and it was good. We had a good, nice dinner, about 2 hours. Cake was really good, but then I was kind of whipped after that because of just I don't know travel, driving.
Right.
Driving will get you a little tired. So I ended up going to bed pretty early, but I needed to because pretty much all day Wednesday I worked on this paper that I had due. So
Yeah.
um,
Oh,
so yeah,
can I bring up Tuesday? I remembered what Tuesday was.
yeah.
So we had a bunch of the Osama Lake boys over at the Birdhouse, and we had a little beer pong tournament going.
Oh no, I missed a beer pong tournament.
You did. So,
Oh, it would have been better if you just didn't say that. What the hell?
oh, I'm sorry, man.
If
I'm
you
sorry you
wanted to
missed
come
out.
over, you should have said that.
Oh,
Dang it. All right, well, shit. What were the teams?
well, honestly, it was pretty much Matt, Roskowitz, and Luke, just wiping the floor with everybody who stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, holy cow, that's a dangerous team.
I know. I don't know how we let that happen. And so we eventually we started getting like the best lineup possible together. And that they even then we couldn't take them down. So they were on like a 5 or 6 game winning streak.
Golly.
And
Who was
then
the best lineup that you could put together? I
well
mean, was it
here
the Jew dynasty?
let me explain what happened here.
Oh,
So at first we were like, okay, here's what we got to do. We got to get the minority squad involved. So we had Tristan and Joe Burks go up there.
oh, those guys are in on it too. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I missed a
By the
good
way,
night. What the
shout
hell?
out. I want to give a quick shout out to Joe. Joe, we went to high school with this guy named Joe.
Yeah, shout out
He
Joe.
ended up staying at the Birdhouse for like 4 days, and he really brought the vibes this week. And I thought he was a really fun addition to the boys' week. But anyway, so we bring Joe and Tristan in, and they get to overtime with them, which was the first time we'd seen it. And then unfortunately, they both said they could not hit the top cup, and they were correct. They never did. And Luke and Matt Roscoe won that game. And we were
Wow.
thinking all hope is lost. Matt and Luke are going to go out on top, and that'll just be that. And then I give Kaplan an eye, and he gives me an eye. And we say, should we bring it out? And we brought up the Jew dynasty, and I don't. And we took down Matt and Luke.
Jew
There was a
dynasty is not easy to beat, my God.
no.
That's that you should have started with that dynasty.
There was a lot of talk, a lot of anger, a lot of saying, "Oh yeah, watch this missile." A little joke about the Middle Eastern conflict. Um, Johnny, you still there? Do you lose? Did we lose you?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool, cool. But we ended up getting
You
the.
wanted me to react to the Middle Eastern
I
comment?
did,
Okay,
I
I
did.
can react to that if you want. I can say
No,
something
it's
about
okay.
that.
Um, so anyway, we ended up winning, and then Luke eventually was, we were done with beer pong, and then Luke put his FanDuel account on the TV in the basement,
Sick.
and we started watching him play blackjack live.
That's actually so much fun.
This guy went, dude, Johnny, he went sicko mode. It was insane.
You said
So
up 300 in the chat, right?
he was up 200.
200. 200.
He put in 100, went up, went on a crazy run, went to like 200, went down to like 60, and then shot back up to 200. It was honestly a sight to
Unbelievable,
see.
Jeff.
And then Connor was like, "All right, something's in the air. I'm gonna play some blackjack."
Wow.
He put $100 in. After like 6 turns, he had like $0. So he was pretty bummed.
That seems like a rookie mistake to me. I don't know. I don't think blackjack carries over like that. I only think it works for like craps.
Yeah. But anyway, they ended up going out later after they hung out at the birdhouse. I ended up going to bed. Just because Monday was or Wednesday was my last. Yep. So Wednesday was like the big day. So I had to
Yeah,
prepare
that
for
was
that.
your last day at the office.
Mm-hmm.
How'd it feel to leave your first job? I guess
Yeah.
I guess that wasn't your first time leaving. Maybe it was your first time
Well, it was
quitting,
first
though, I
like
suppose.
it was first real like big boy job, not
Hmm.
internship or anything. But yeah, it was my first time putting in a 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
So in case you don't know, I quit my job. I started a new job today. It had a great day. We can get more into it later next week, but yeah. So it was my last day. Everyone was really nice to me in the office. Um, yeah, everyone was really nice, and it made me a bit emotional. I was like, wow, I'm leaving all my friends, all my work friends who are my friends' friends.
Yeah,
Um,
work friends. Work friends.
but so yeah, so after work, we got to the birdhouse, set everything up, and we had a ton of people for the pregame for the BB OTY. Oh no, BBNOTY.
Busiest bar night in America. I thought that's what we agreed on.
You're right, you're right. We did agree on that BBNOA.
How did that crowd stack up to the Halloween crowd? Because I agree, there was a lot of folks at the
I want to
birdhouse that
say
night.
there were the same amount of people.
Okay, so then that was a busy Halloween party for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
This we honestly might have had more people at this one. Maybe all together. Because I think the Halloween party people left and then more people showed up. I
Okay.
think we had a
Okay.
big conglomerate of people at one
Yeah,
time.
yeah. At one time, the
The
peak,
peak,
peak
the peak.
attendance was
Yeah.
higher than the peak.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was a great time. I know you got there a little late, right? Because you
Yeah,
were
I did
on
get
the
there
paper.
late. Yeah, I got there, I don't know, 8:30-ish maybe. But when I got there, there was a ton of people there, and
Hmm.
then folks started filtering out.
Yeah, and it was our friend Brian's birthday. Shout out Brian.
Yeah, shout out Brian.
He
That
didn't.
was a good idea, Zach. I thought it was fun.
Hmm. So we
We,
ended up getting Brian a little cake. We had everybody sing happy birthday to him. I thought that was really fun.
hmm
And yeah, so the Johnny, do you want to take over? So, like what our plan was for that night?
Johnny takeover. I don't think the folks like Zachy takeover.
No, no, no. I want to hear you talk about your the night.
Oh man. Okay, I can talk about my light a little bit. I got in and I had three fireball shooters, a pint of Tito's, and a pint of Absolute. My pint of Tito's immediately gotten taken from me by military, which I was totally cool with, but it was so funny. It was like, hey, let me get into that. At least that's how I remember it
Oh,
happening.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah. It's it's funny. I don't know. I'm sure he was expecting me to take a pull from it as well, but when I got in, I was a little overstimulated because for some reason everyone and their mom was in the living room at that time. I don't know what it was. I think Ned said that like a lot of the runners had just gotten there too,
Oh, okay.
something like that. And so there was just a lot of people in the living room to say hi to at one time. So yeah, so I had a lot of people to say hi to. And then Matt got a hold of my vodka, which I'm glad he was. There was no way I was drinking all of that, and what I did drink was probably too much. And then Marky came up to me, and I gave her one of my fireball shots. And I was gonna do it with her, but then she just like straight up did it, and I didn't have enough time because
Oh.
I was saying hi to someone or something like that.
Hmm.
And then I mean, it took forever. It took like I don't know. I don't know. Felt like forever to finally get into the basement, which is like a good thing. It was fun saying hi to everyone and being welcome back and welcoming others back and all that stuff. But then once we got in the basement, the picture idea is good. I like the picture idea, but it needed to go faster. It was getting so hot in the basement. I was
Yeah.
actually sweating. Like after the picture, I was, standing there talking to Amanda, wiping like buckets of sweat off my brow because of how sweaty I got. Um, but for the most part, I kind of and I really love talking to Amanda and Joel, but for the most part, I ended up pretty much just talking to Amanda and Joel for most of the night. I got in some good convo with some other folks. Sabrina probably would have liked to talk a little bit more, I'm sure. Shout out Sabrina. Um, but we got some good convo in for sure. Um, and then we ended up hanging out at the birdhouse like the whole night. I think we were going to, I mean, I was planning on going at some point, at one point I had even, entreated the idea of going to Royal Oak instead of the Dow. So obviously you're going to get a lot more people in Royal Oak, but there are a lot more bars in Royal Oak as well. Uh, there's only two in Birmingham, and I think part of the reason that the Dow was so chaotic that night, which I guess we'll get to, was because there are only two. The Maury, like up and closed. So there were only two bars in Birmingham to go to. But anyways, uh, so I was definitely planning on going out, but then just got caught up in good conversation and hanging out with the fellas, and then we started watching the Michigan State basketball game, and then a contingency of folks left. A small contingency of folks left to go downtown, and we low key lied to them. We said, "Oh, we'll be right behind you. Like we'll just order another Uber." That didn't happen. And we waited until the first contingent of folks got into town, and they told us that it was chaos in
Yeah.
Birmingham. And so then we were like, all right, we'll wait a little bit longer, wait a little longer. So we kept waiting and watching the Michigan State basketball game. And then by that point, I was jazzed. I wasn't counting drinks, which was a little dumb, but I wasn't counting drinks because I was just kind of, again, like I wasn't taking pulls from the Tito's pint, but I was using it a lot in my Sprint and Tito's. It was more of like a Tito's and Sprite. Excuse me. Yeah, not Sprite, not Sprint. And so I was ready. I was ready and raring to go out to meet some folks,
Yeah.
see a pretty girl if that was in the cards. Um, just see. I want to emphasize that. Just see. I'm like Barney Simpson. Just I want to see a pretty girl, and then you turn around and see the pretty girl. But just see, no touch. In that way, unlike Barney Stinson. Um,
Right on. Right on,
thank you.
Johnny.
Yeah, thank you. Applause break, right? That was my applause break.
Oh
And
man.
so I eventually rallied the troops to go. And Zaz, who drove us into town? Did we take an Uber or did
Jacob.
we just drive? What?
Jake drove
Jacob.
us.
Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. Jacob took us into town. We got to the Dow, and Tristan and the contingent weren't lying. It was mayhem at the Dow.
And
And
let it be known, we got there
again,
at like 12:30 at night. Or in the
12:30.
morning.
My big argument, my big thought was years passed, and I feel like
Mhm.
you can back me up here, Zach.
Yeah.
Years passed, you get to the Dow late, you walk right in.
Yeah. You're
Like
100%
the
right. I don't
very
know what
first
happened.
year, I went to the Dow, and I had to wait in line for a little bit. And this was without the boys. I went without the boys. I put hoes before bros. And or waited in line at the Dow. Wasn't too bad, but was definitely long and it was cold. But we were, 21 at the time, so we were definitely willing to make that. And not saying that 25 is much older, but we've just done it a few more years, so we're a little bit less willing to make the long wait. Um, Whereas Zach and the boys, they were in Royal Oak, and they came from Royal Oak to Birmingham, and from what I remember, it was it was kind of a walk-in. Like maybe not,
It
but I
was it
don't
was
think you
like
guys,
10 minutes. It was
yeah,
pretty quick.
you guys didn't have to wait very long at all. So then history repeats itself in 2022. Maybe not exactly, but 2022, I swear that there is some late arrivers or something. I forget what it was, but 2022, we walked in anyways, I think. I think it was a much shorter line in 22. We were able to get right in. Um, and I swear I don't know who, but I swear there were late arrivers that came that year and said, "Oh, we just walked right in," and we were like, "Oh, really?" Like we had to wait in line. And then even last year, again I can't decide who. I think maybe the story is that Matt, after getting kicked out, he said like the line wasn't that long when he could have gotten back in line, but it was just not going to be worth it because who knows how long he was going to have to wait.
Hmm.
Maybe that's wrong, but again, I swear in 22 and 23, there was tales of late arrivals and people walking right in. So I was convinced that, 12:30 walking at the Dow, it was going to be a lock. We were going to be able to get right in. But no, it was absolute mayhem. There was no line. It was just a giant conglomeration of people outside the Dow acting crazy, acting crazy. And so then I felt bad because I made the call. So then me, Brian, and David peeled out of line to go check on Sidecar.
Yeah,
And
and the
perfect
rest of
timing
us,
too. Sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say the rest of us stayed at the Dow. And real quick, I don't know if you know this. I knew somebody who walked out of the Dow, and I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" I was talking to him. I said, "Hey, did you just leave the Dow?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's not that busy. I don't know why they're not letting people in."
There
So
was some issue inside though because as we walked by, there were cops walking into the
oh,
line.
really?
So there was
Mm.
some issue. They probably had to clear up the issue, and then they were going to let people in.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my guess. Because it did like when once I saw the cops, I was like, okay, there's something going on. That's why there's just this chaos. And I got lucky too because I had a roadie, a road sody. I took my Truly with me and drank that in line and then smashed it and held it in my hand. And I had to like be pretty discreet about it because we walked right by the cops. I don't think they would have been that chill if I had, a full unsmashed Truly can, but thankfully I was able to shove it up my sleeve real quick because it was in this smashed form and toss it in the trash can. But that did give me a brief moment of like anxiety where I'm like, oh shit, I got to be careful right here, right now, because this is serious. So we get to sidecar, no line. And sidecar's got these big windows so you can look right in and see what the vibe's like. Sidecar's no line. There are people in there, but it's sparse. It's sparse, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
So no line, sparse crowd. Figured they'd let us walk right in, but the bouncer was having a bad night. He was in a terrible mood.
Oh
But
my
at
gosh, this
least we
guy
walked
sucked.
in right behind a group that was pissing him off. I think that's maybe more likely because as we kind of walk up, he's talking to this group and he just goes, "Can you just form a fucking line? It's not so fucking hard. Go right, stand right there." And we're like, "Oh shit, okay." and and no more than five and then we get the buzz, we get the big buzz from Zach, and we had to explain to Zach, you know there's no line, but this guy's pissed off, so who knows what's going to happen. And Zach brought rallied the troops. He's like, he took that no line, he took no line and ran with it. He
That's
was like,
all I
oh, no
heard.
line, all right, we're on our way. I don't even think I was able to tell him, warn him, preemptively warn him that this
No,
guy
I
was in a
didn't.
bad
I
mood.
didn't even listen to that part.
And so you guys just came right over and you guys came at maybe the perfect time. I would have liked it if you had come maybe like 2 minutes later. So like when Brian, David, and I are already in.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then when you guys showed up and you guys like dapped us up, it was clear that we all knew each other and we were bringing in a huge group
Right.
with this pissed off bouncer. Even though the inside was sparse, it didn't seem like he wanted to, or he was going to want to deal with a giant group like that. So, anyways, I guess my point is like it would have been maybe, but it all worked out in the end because he let us right in, and we sat at sidecar for about an hour and a half till about 2 o'clock, and then headed on home afterwards. So that's Wednesday night. I don't know. Was that okay? I obviously
That was
rambled on
beautiful,
for a little
man.
bit there,
That
but
was beautiful.
um, how's your? Oh, I played some good video games with Luke. We had a good time. I think I might have lost some money though because it was just singles though. If I lost money, it was just singles. I had a big wad of singles in my wallet. That's not sus. I've just been paying with cash a lot recently because that's where all my assets are in cash. Um, been paying a lot with cash recently.
Nice.
So I'd had a lot of singles in my wallet and I was feeding them into the quarter machine. And the next morning I opened my wallet and I'm like, it feels light. It feels unusually light. I know that I paid for games yesterday, but it feels unusually light. So it was probably in my head, but I've also got a theory that when I took out a big wad of singles, I think I put some off to the side and then fed a couple more into the game machine, grabbed my quarters, and then just left those other singles behind.
Oh man.
I
I
think that's what happened. I can't confirm. It all might be in my head, but I think that maybe happened. But again, I can't confirm. This is just supposition, and I guess I want to blame the universe, like, oh, hey, I lost money that night, but what? Can't
Yeah,
do anything
that's
about it now.
I hate life tax. I call it life tax. That's just like the things that happen to you when you're living life. You're gonna lose some money.
Yeah, gonna lose
Um,
some money, man.
yeah. So
Gonna
that
be a
that
bummer.
does suck though. I hate that feeling.
Yeah, but it was good fun with Luke. And then the next morning was the turkey trot. And how about you, Zach? You can take away the talk for the turkey trot because you started a lot earlier on the turkey trot than I did.
Yeah. So Thursday morning, Johnny, Aaron, and I were decided to do the turkey trot. I went with some family friends because they were members of the DAC, and I got to like chill in the DAC for like an hour before. Eat some donuts, eat some bagels, have a little water. So it was a really fun morning.
Good.
And then we ended up getting to the spot that where we're about to run. We were in the second wave.
Yeah, Blue Wave.
I want to say about like 10 minutes before they blew the whistle to let us
Hmm.
go. And I'm texting Johnny and Aaron. I'm like, oh my gosh, where are you guys at? You guys almost here? And I kept getting we're on our way. We're almost there. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to run the wave without them. And then we to start to our wave is called and we start to head over to the starting line. And lo and behold, I get a text from Johnny saying, turn around. I turn around. There they are. Johnny, Aaron, and Katie. The three people I wanted to see most that day.
The Three Amigos.
The three amigos. So I'm like, hey, there he is. And then we end up so for the first, I want to say mile, we probably run together.
Yep, that's
So
accurate.
yeah, it's Katie, Aaron, me, Jake, and Johnny. We're all having a great time. We're looking at Detroit, looking at all the vibes, all the great people. And one of us had to slow down a little bit, and I ended up hanging back with him. So, and then we ended up getting spaced out a little bit. There was, for the viewers who don't know, there was a bet to see who was going to finish first in the
I don't know if it
5K.
was a bet necessarily. I think it was just a poll. It was a
There
YouTube
was a
poll.
poll. There was a poll about Kaplan, Johnny, and myself trying to figure out who what the order was in the during to the finish line.
Hmm. I actually found out recently that I was giving out misinformation.
Oh, what happened?
It was actually the poll actually overwhelmingly voted for me to win.
Oh, really?
I got, yeah, out of 6 votes, I got 67% of the vote. Zach, you got 1 vote. Katie, Jacob, and Mrs. Jennings got 1 vote. Aaron got no votes.
Aaron got no votes?
Yeah, which
Whoa.
I thought that was complete opposite. I thought that I had only, gotten 1 vote,
Wow.
but no, it was Aaron. So he actually came on. Oh, well, I guess we'll get to it.
Yeah. Well, do you want to give the standings?
Yeah, so we lost Zach and Jacob about around the overpass. You kind of go over I-90, I-75, and then you swing back into town. So we lost them around there, which is yeah, about a about a mile in, I would say. Um, and so Zach, Katie, Aaron, and I kept running together for the last 2 miles. Um, a lot of good fun. I grabbed a cookie. It was kind of terrible, but
Yeah, the
that's
cookies weren't
okay.
great.
Right.
But
And
it was just fun to do it.
yeah, it was fun to do, right? Exactly. So gotta have it. Gotta have the obligatory, Christmas cookie, holiday cookie. Um, because I guess it's Thanksgiving. It was technically a Thanksgiving cookie, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, there were some good characters in the running. But in the end, Aaron got a good gap and he punched it the last like 400 meters. I tried to do the same. Katie also sprinted out. She finished about 3 seconds behind me. Um, but I only finished second. I'm pretty sure Aaron won the race. Uh,
Wow.
I think, I'm gonna blame it on the gap. Like he was able to find a bigger hole to punch through. I got slowed down a couple of times in my final sprint. But that's all hearsay. So, congratulations to Aaron, winner of the 2024 Turkey Trot.
Shout out A-Dog.
Shout out
Um,
A Dog.
and then yeah, so then Jake and I finished I want to say like maybe 10 minutes after you guys finished.
Yeah,
And
about 7 minutes.
you guys were planning on leaving and you were like, do you want to take a group pic? And I was like, oh, I kind of want to wait for my mom. And you're like, no worries. And then I don't know what happened. A part of me was like, man, that pic would be cool if we got it. So I called Johnny back. I'm like, Johnny, I'm coming. So it takes us like so long to get to find you three because it's just a giant conglomerate of people who
Yeah.
weren't super fast but weren't super slow. And so we were just trying to make our way over there. I ran into Claire Kiefer.
Oh, really? Shout
Yeah.
out Claire.
Yeah, I talked to her for a little bit, and while we were in line,
Oh, good.
trying to move through, and we eventually found Johnny, Cap, and Katie, and it was a great time. We took a great pic together, I think,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I'd agree.
basically it was just a see you in an hour for the Turkey Bowl.
Yep. Yep, definitely. We got the pick, then we met up, about an hour later at the Turkey Bowl. I don't know about you, but I tried to get a little short nap in. I think I got 30 minutes in.
My mom took a little too long, so it was a
Ah,
nail biter for us to get
okay.
there.
That's funny.
We got there like
Oh,
exactly at 11.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot that. That's funny. But yeah, Turkey Bowl was good this year. The teams were Zach, Matthew, Brian against myself, Aaron, and Joe Burke or Joe B. Shout out Joe B. Don't want to name drop him.
All right.
Um,
But and
and
then yeah.
Zach's cousin, played all time offense, so that was fun.
And it
There was a
was it
lot
was
of controversy. I mean, I think we've definitely hashed out the controversy. I honestly don't really want to talk about the controversy anymore, but if you want to, please go for it. But
no, we
I'd
don't
like
have
to.
to.
Okay, good, because
I,
I'd like to just start and end it with the Turkey Bowl finished, on a nail biter OT, 42-35. And it was just a good Turkey Bowl, a good game.
yeah. Real quick, the Turkey Bowl controversies, they were just like questionable catches and drops. That's really it. But yeah, so we had halftime. The score was 21-14 in favor of Johnny's team. Johnny and I were the captains. Um, and we eventually tied at 35-35. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, should we just tie it? Because the Lions game starts in like 20 minutes. And everyone was like, no, 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 somebody's got to win here. So what we ended up doing was we did like the college football rules. We were on like the 10-yard line, or like there were the five, I can't remember. And just one play to the end zone. If you get it, the other team goes. If they don't get it, they win. Or if they do get it, you do it again. My team went up first. We didn't get it. Johnny's team up and got it, and they won. The most disappointing part was that Johnny scored the touchdown. And
Why is that the most disappointing part?
for our viewers listening at home, Johnny had never won the Turkey Bowl before. This is our fifth year doing it, I believe, and he
At
was 0
least, yeah.
4. At least,
I
yeah.
feel like
And
we've always we've
we've
always
always
gone
done
on and
something, but we
played.
never like labeled it. We just kind of played football.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
But um, yeah. So I'm gonna give it the fifth annual, and
Okay, we'll take that. Number
Johnny
five.
Johnny's 0-4, and he is the reason he got to 1-4.
I can't. I mean, I made the final play, but the reason was the all-star athlete on our team, Joe. He carried, and it was a pleasure having him on our team. So just obviously huge shout out, Joe. So I do have pictures dating back to 2020. I'm still looking for a 2019 photo.
I don't think we took a photo in 2019. I think that one was
No?
the snow year. Um,
Hmm. So you
and
think we skipped it?
yeah,
Dang. Well, I don't think I would even have a photo, to be fair. My
if anything, it would be
2019
in the
photos
Osama
are
Lake
pretty
group.
sparse.
I can check, but I don't
Okay.
think there is going to be one. But I remember playing the first year in like heavy snow. I
Really?
don't I
First
don't yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. November
But
22nd.
and then after that we separated and went our own ways to the Thanksgiving days. Um,
Yeah, no photo evidence for me from 2019.
I can try and find something. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I can try and find something. But yeah, do you want to talk about Thanksgiving or your Thanksgiving really quick?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
just had a good normal Thanksgiving, good food, good family, good eats, good fun. So it was a
Yep.
good Thanksgiving.
Same here. Great. I like Thanksgiving a lot. Food was good, and Jen, you did a great job with the turkey this year.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was a big talk. That was going to be a big question is
Yeah.
how's Aunt Jen's turkey going to be? So
Well,
good.
Aunt Jen didn't really cook it this year. It was her brother, but
Oh, okay.
I'm still gonna give credit where credit's due. Great job, Aunt Jen. You did a great job.
Well, it doesn't sound like credit is due there. It sounds like
Well,
credit's due to her brother.
no, I mean she had the turkey at the house.
She bought the turkey, but someone else
Bought
cooked
the
it.
turkey. Yes.
So who gets credit for how the way that it was prepared.
Both of them. Both of them get credit. I'm just proud. I'm proud to eat some good turkey. And then Friday, what do we?
I think you're being too kind. I think even
No.
Aunt Jen might be willing to admit that the chef, yeah, that the turkey chef has at least earned the honors to get recognition.
Um,
Our
me.
turkey was very good this year too, so maybe it was just a year of good turkeys.
Maybe it was. Maybe we just good turkey all around. But what are we doing Friday? So I'm trying to.
Friday, we put together a little bit of a
Oh,
plan. We were gonna try to, throw it back to the good old days, and play a little Call of Duty Black Ops because Black Ops 6 came out recently, and I know Brian maybe played it, but I know for a fact that he was playing some OG Black Ops. And so we just kind of wanted to throw it back and break it back out. I will say I had fun. I think I definitely fell into the trap of like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. And when
hmm
it was like fun but not so much fun, it was a little disappointing. I think for me though was also I got a little bit motion sick. I don't know what it was. I think just maybe too much going on one screen at once with the split screen, which
Oh,
is
okay.
which is odd because I don't remember that happening back in middle school when I used to play a bunch with Charlie on split screen. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it did. Maybe I always did get a little bit motion sick, and I just stomached it and went through it because I was just a tougher kid back then. Nowadays, I'm just all weak and wimpy and can't
Old.
can't finish my dinner. Can't do anything. Actually, I can finish my dinner. I just can't do anything productive. But we did that, and then a contingent left to go watch a movie. And then the night seemed like it was going to be wrapping up. Oh, I will say
Oh,
we did
this.
have fun, a lot of fun playing FIFA 11.
hmm
That was a really good time. But a little contingent went to go see a movie, and then we got a late night Connor appearance,
Oh, I love this. This
and
is
he
so great.
rallied the boys. He rallied the troops. He came in. I was ready to shut it down. I was so ready to go, but we got a last second. Johnny, just wait 5 minutes. I'll be there in 5 minutes. And then Connor came in guns a-blazing, and he's like, "We're doing this, right?" And I was still pretty resistant. I don't know what everyone else was feeling. I know I
No,
was very much a player of
from
like, I'm just want to go to bed, but
from my perspective, Johnny, it was everybody was not having what Connor was selling. They were not
right,
buying it. They were not
right.
buying it. And then all it took was one.
I just took one, yeah, and that one was me. I mean, I was actually on the doorstep, ready to go, and then I thought at the last second I did the classic. I Zach Jennings myself, and I said, "Do you want to make a memory? You're not like a memory, but do you want to like really? You're gonna
Uh-huh.
give up?" Um, and it got me. So I see what you mean, Zach. If someone hits you with the "Do you want to make a memory?" like it's hard to say no to that.
I know. And it's tough. But yeah,
So
so
we ended up going out to the Dow. I mean, I was not in an appearance that I wanted to be seen in public in, but I just had to stomach it. And I was wearing like it was so funny. It was the classic. Like I mean, it was the classic moment where like you are not ready to go out in public, and then you see a person that like just compounds it. Like I shout out Justin, like he's a great dude and he didn't like do anything to make me like feel bad. It was just all in my own head, but it was totally classic. I was wearing this hat that I just got, which was kind of supposed to be just kind of like a little gimmicky gift, I would say. But I wore it out anyways. Well, I wore it to the birdhouse because I wasn't planning on going out. Wore it to the
right.
birdhouse and then ended up wearing it out. And it just in big text along the top, it says Gryffindor alumni. So picture this, a 25-year-old
Oh, that's
male
so funny.
at the Dow, like this relative, like in Birmingham, so like a snooty, I guess you call it, maybe snooty area, if you want to call it that. We love it because that's
Yeah.
where we grew up, but I think people from the outside would maybe call it snooty. Um, sweats and a hat that says Gryffindor alumni on it. I looked like the biggest goober in the land. And of course, I had to see, one of my old great high school buddies. And it's like the classic, I'm not going to say that I'm doing bad because, it's all relative and I love my life and all of that. But
hmm
it's like, Oh, look at the like this. He's in med, like he's just wrapping up med school to like hoping to become a surgeon. Walking up to the kid that's in sweats and just quit his job, is going back to school, and has this stupid Gryffindor alumni hat on. And it's like, oh, the worst. This is the
Oh
worst
man.
right now. But that's
I
what
definitely
we did on
understand.
Friday.
I understand where you're coming from because I would have done the same thing, but Johnny, you should be proud of where you are right now.
Exactly. I'm not just too disappointed. So
So that was Friday and then
yeah, so that was Friday.
Saturday.
I mean, we could do a whole episode on Saturday. We could do a whole episode on Saturday. But I will say, let's just skip the Michigan Ohio State game for now. We'll say, how about this? I'll say that it was awesome. It was great. I loved it so much. But again, I could talk about that for an hour.
Yeah, next
And we are
next
running out of
episode.
time, so
Yeah.
I won't
Next
push it.
episode is
But
gonna be a banger. Go ahead.
yeah, next episode we'll have a lot to talk about as well. And so Saturday night rolls around. And for me, it was a little bit. I need a little bit of rallying too. I felt like because at one point on Saturday, I was flying so high, I was like, "Let's go conquer the world," and and then it didn't really seem like it was coming together. There wasn't a lot of comms in the chat. But then we ended up just somehow getting it together. I mean, I went over to the birdhouse, which I was really happy to do, just to hang out and say hi and chat for a moment. Just the birdhouse style. Um, but then we like shortly after that we left and went to Sidecar and met up with some of the fellas. I don't know about you, but I had a really enjoyable time. I thought it was good conversation and it was just good,
Yeah.
good little drink fun. And then after that, we went back to Zach's house and played Quiplash. And Quiplash, 5 drinks in and continuing drinking, it's a dangerous game, man. It's a dangerous game. A lot of stuff gets said, or not said, but a lot of stuff gets written. And I'm glad. I really hope that Jackbox TV don't have is not saving the answers. You know how like Microsoft Game Chat is all
Yep.
saved or whatever.
Yep. Hmm.
Oh boy, howdy.
Hmm.
Let's hope they don't release any of that.
No. But no, it was a great time. I thought it was a perfect way to end the night or to end the week, just all hanging out.
Yep. Oh,
And
I can completely agree. That was like prime. I don't know. There was something
just
something
laughing.
about it, but I guess it was maybe just like well, I was gonna say we finally all got together, but we're still missing some soldiers.
Yeah, we were. But
But I guess maybe it was just a good bookend because it started out at Sidecar and it bookended at Sidecar.
hmm yeah, wow. Wow. You tied it all together, man. Shout out Sidecar.
Yeah, shout out to Sidecar. Sidecar's a great little spot. It really made me look forward to Christmas break. I cannot wait. Like
Yeah.
if that's the way that it ended, Thanksgiving, I know we'll be missing some soldiers at Christmas, so it'll be sad, but for the fellas that do make the journey back, it'll be really something to look forward to, in my
hmm
opinion.
I agree. No, it was a great week. I'm honored to have shared it with everyone that I did. Yeah, just all around great time, and I can't wait. Again, kind of like what you were saying, I can't wait for Christmas break.
Should be really good fun. I mean, that's gonna start, you know, with flying colors. Like there's already rumors of a Luke birthday bash.
Oh man.
So that's
Oh,
it's
that would be
just gonna be
fun.
brilliant. It's gonna be a really, really exciting start to the festivities. So I'm looking forward to it very much so.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else for me?
No, sir. I mean that was a good Thanksgiving review. I don't know. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. I know we really just scratched the surface because we don't have a lot of time on this podcast, but next week we'll dig deep into some good stuff, some work, some Ohio State or Michigan Ohio State, and I'm looking forward to that too.
All right. Well, bye, everyone. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you all next week.
See you next week. Ciao.